Hi everyone, this is Krista. I am checking in from Akron, Ohio, and I have successfully survived and thrived during my first 3 days of riding solo from Pittsburgh. It was very rainy and stormy when I left Pittsburgh, but cleared up the next day, which was good. And yesterday I had a beautiful ride in the sun into Akron, Ohio. So I'm super excited to be in this city. It's been really awesome so far. It's about the same size as Boise, population-wise, and there's lots of exciting things happening. So last night I went down to the Summit Cycling Center, which was quite a journey to find. Their space is in a city-owned parking garage, so they're underneath the parking garage in the lot there. And they don't pay rent on the space. At least they didn't pay rent just until recently, and now their rent's very inexpensive. Yeah, I was amazed to find the entrance and then amazed to find the bicycle shop, but it was quite thrilling, and I was warmly welcomed when I arrived. I thought at first that they were expecting me because they just greeted me as if they had known me their whole lives, but nope, they didn't know I was coming. They were just excited to see me, and right away, actually, they're like, hey, do you want to help us move some things? We're in the process of moving from this corner of the lot to the other corner. And I was like, sure, let me help. But then through some conversation exchange, they realized I told them I was there touring, and I was excited to see the shop and learn about their programs. And so after that conversation distracted us from moving, so we didn't actually get much done that night, but I learned a lot about the folks at Summit Cycling Center and some of their programs. So they are funded actually through a large grant from the LeBron James Foundation, so they get lots and lots of bicycles through that, disassembled bicycles that they then build with volunteers. And they have a program with the local schools for certain kids who qualify, who aren't making a certain test percentile in their test scores. They can qualify to get a free bicycle. So they give away bikes to those children as part of that program. And they also have a free bike share program in the city. So I took a picture, and I'll post it, of some red bicycles, and you'll see them around the city of Akron at certain locations. And basically how it works is you go and you present some identification to whoever maybe the person is at the library or wherever else the bikes are, and then you can take the bicycle, ride it, and return it later, all completely for free. So they keep those bikes in working order for that program. And then they also function as a bicycle shop, and they did previously have a member-based program where you could buy a membership, but now they've transitioned to work trade. So by volunteering an hour of your time, you can get a $10 credit for parts or for shop stand time. And as soon as I told them I was riding across the country visiting different bicycle nonprofits, they insisted that I not pay a dime, and they gave me a new spare replacement tube because I had to switch out my tube, and they gave me this awesome t-shirt, which I'm super excited for. So thank you, Summit Cycling Center, for that and for your warm welcome. I had a really fun time getting to know them, getting some tips on where to ride out of Akron. There's a towpath, actually, that goes up to the national park, so I'm going to stop by there. I told them about the money that had been donated by Recycle Bicycle Harrisburg and then passed on from Free Ride, and they were very grateful, but they said that they were actually financially secure as far as their programs went with the grant that they have, and so they asked me to pass along that money to the next bicycle cooperative. So I'll be taking the $40 and the $20 from Free Ride and bringing it to the next co-op that I stop at in Goshen, Indiana. So that'll be a couple more 100 miles down the road, but I'll be checking in when I get there and let you know how that goes. I also wanted to do a shout-out thank you to my Warm Showers host who I stayed with last night. Her name is Kelly, and she is an absolutely tremendous person, and we had a wonderful time talking about the nonprofit that she works at called the Well Community Development Center, and their focus is community building and place building in the neighborhood of Middlebury in Akron. So finding some affordable housing for people there, and also creating community events and projects with people there so they can get out of their houses, get to know each other, and have a sense of the place that they live in, and a desire to invest themselves in it and to grow that community. So it was super exciting to hear about the work that she's doing, and her boyfriend, Steve, actually was not home when I visited. He was off at a composting seminar in California. Excuse me. Steve works for a local farm, and the farm is run by a nonprofit called Good Place Holdings, and the farm is local to Akron, and actually a vegan restaurant called Miss Julie's Kitchen near the farm sources as much of their food as they can from the farm. So all of the food in the farm supplies the restaurant, and the restaurant just has to go elsewhere for things like grains, because the farm can't supply all the grains that they need. But her boyfriend Steve works for that farm and is interested in starting his own composting company. So he is actually learning from the same woman who taught the people who I met on my Pittsburgh Urban Farm Tour, the Steel City Composting Co-op. So that was a really cool connection to make, and I'm very excited actually to do that online course and further my own study of composting and microbiology. I met a super, super cool community here in Akron, and it's great to know the exciting things that are going on in each little city across the United States, and I'm excited to bring what I'm learning back to the beautiful city of Boise. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for your support, and keep riding.